Hey, Good Fox here. Today we have a dual review of Mr. Colin Kaepernick and Jamaal Charles that you see on your screen right now. Let's look through Charles' stats first. He's got the ABRR chems, so it's ankle breaker and route running. I'd say two of the weaker chems there are. There aren't many people to match that ankle breaker chemistry to really get him up to tier 2, but I was able to manage it, especially with the quarterback Colin Kaepernick, because they kind of go together. Look through this. Speed 92. That is, I think, 2 points less than it should be. This Jamaal Charles is probably one of the fastest men in the NFL, and really when you're pumping out a new card, he should be the fastest running back because that's the name of his game. He's slower than LaShawn McCoy. Agility, you compare him to out of position Tavon Austin, and it's not that favorable for Charles' sake. Acceleration, I mean, this is all looking like McCoy's game right here. Charles, I guess, what does he got? Chemistry on his side? There isn't really much else. I mean, you could boost up a couple of these stats. The jumping at 92 versus 91. Elusiveness still on LaShawn's favor. Yeah, juke, spin. So, it's tough right off the bat when you're just comparing stats to other guys. We'll see how he plays in-game. I know they have different traits. We'll talk about Charles's traits here. Clutch, no. Fights for extra yards, yes. Make rat catches, no. Drops open passes, no. I really don't like that make rat catches, no. That's a kind of a deal breaker for me. I guess we'll get back to Charles here. We'll compare Kaepernick to Cunningham. I think is a really good comparison. This Kaepernick came out on Thursday as the set flashback. Speed, he's the fastest quarterback in the game, but it's only +1 over Cunningham. Cunningham's 95. Kaepernick's boosted to 94 here. Throw accuracy short and medium. Very similar in the two. Cunningham has 7 throw accuracy deep, which is kind of a big deal. And if you play action a lot, Kaepernick's better there, but I do throw on the run a ton with the amount of overload blitzes you get in the game, and Cunningham having the advantage there just makes it's a big difference to me. Comparing Kaepernick to Cunningham, Kaepernick's going for about 60K more than Cunningham, and it's tough to really, unless you really want that agility and a couple extra points in acceleration on Kaepernick, it's kind of tough to, I would say, recommend him over Cunningham, especially with the price differences, and you'll see the gameplay coming up. I guess right off the bat, I just want to say I still do prefer Cunningham over Kaepernick. Usually I say my final thoughts for the end, but I'm just going to get it out of the way up top here. So with the quarterback, you really got to look at throw power, the accuracy stats, and the mobility. And in all those things combined, with all powers combined, they have the same chemistries, 2 CMAB. Cunningham does look like a superior quarterback to Colin Kaepernick. That's going to be my vote. I know Colin doesn't, but that is mine on that type of comparison. But we'll look through the gameplay on Kaepernick and Charles coming up. I would say Kaepernick is, yes, a better kneeler. Good. I got rid of those jokes up front. We're in for a long video. No more jokes like that. Kneeling, any of that shenanigans. I'll stop it. All right, right off the bat, we're going to do the nice little out route. There's nothing that's special about that, but that's a route you need to throw. You need to complete that. Charles just whoop. That's that nice agility paying off, cutting back and forth between the opponents, and he's kind of getting caught by Haverhill there. Like, not caught, but kept up with. That ain't great. I mean, there's nothing to say that it's not great. And I will say this gameplay, it's all with a brand new playbook for me. I'm trying out the pass balance playbook. For some reason, I didn't get my Saints playbook thing out yet, and I'm already into new playbook. So I'm just trying out new plays here. Here's Kaepernick going deep to the corner and dotted it down there on Moss. Beautiful play, Mr. Kaepernick. And I will say, even though, Cunningham, I still think is a superior quarterback, Culpepper ain't bad. That's something, that sail right there, I don't love it. I don't love that he sailed that pass. Tom Brady didn't sail that pass when I used him. There's a nice pass to Moss, but he does drop it into traffic. So we got 2nd and 6 here. Ooh, roll out, throw it high again. Moss, nope, drag the ball on the ground. He, what is it? Kelvin Johnson did a few years ago. Kelvin Johnson rule. You got to hang on to it through the pass, and just a yard or two short. So we're not able to get the bench up past the marker. So we'll take our 3 points there. Charles off the edge. Oh, nice little juke. I feel like watching this Charles footage is just like watching LaShawn McCoy footage. And the Kaepernick there with the throw. Do you see how long his windup was? Compare that to, like, say, the Brady I was using or the gunslinger on Favre. It is a much longer looping. By much, I mean like a couple frames, but still a little bit. It just seemed like a more looping type of motion there for those medium throws. And then, I mean, deep throws are all very similar. All take like half a second to get a deep throw off. It's quite distance. There's just Moss making a play. It was a nice little I don't know, try between the cover 2 safety and corner, but I didn't have anything to drop the corner down. I didn't have like an underneath route, and that's something you got to run there. All right, Grant. So everything right now with Kaepernick, it's on target, except for the high pass overthrowing him, and that's something we could talk about a little bit. Let's talk about Kaepernick's traits before we get back into Charles's traits. He's a QB scrambling type quarterback, and what I read, and why I point that out, is that on the Madden subreddit, somebody actually went in and he was wondering why in CFM he had a quarterback, I think it was like RG3 or something, and I think I may have talked about this before, but why did this RG3 always get taken by the defensive lineman on like an option? And if you run an option, if they have the quarterback scrambling type, so what he did was change the scrambling type to balanced, and then the defensive end started. Oh man, that was too bad. So Charles couldn't get that catch rating. His catch rating isn't that high, and Kaepernick just kind of led him too far. So when he changed it to balance, then the defensive end started taking more of like a 50-50 quarterback running back, a more realistic experience, he felt like. So I feel like QB style does play into effect with the game coding that way. And I have talked about that before with scrambling type quarterbacks. Sense pressure, trigger happy. You do not want to see trigger happy type quarterbacks. That's what everybody thinks. Not everybody, but a few people think why Brett Favre did so bad, because he had these really terrible traits. And trigger happy is probably the worst one for a quarterback. Sense pressure or paranoid, I guess, would be worse than trigger happy, wouldn't it? So not great, still pretty bad. Nice little throw across the body, but it was out of bounds, so it didn't really matter. This is that, it's a tight end screen the backside. Sorry. Next play is a screen out there to Charles that we're going to take a look at here. All right, so I did that combo there, that tight end screen. That's kind of cool in the pass balance playbook. All right, so here's the throw on the run stat for Charles. See, I don't love that. I don't love that play that he stopped there. So that's the make rack catches. I do love how many tackles he broke there. That was amazing, Charles. Great work. Next game. So that fights for extra yards, yes, on this Charles. Make rack catches, no. So like, I really like the smooth transition from the throw to the going upfield, because it just seems to make better as we're just a little too deep on that post pattern. It just doesn't cut enough in front of him. There's Charles picking up the first down for us. I maybe should have, when you're going against guys like that, you're probably not going to shake out of it. So it's best just to like kind of take a heel. Ooh. Another bad pick. This is against JS Squads. This was on stream. We had a little friendly game while I was trying out the pass balance playbook. I think this is my second or third game of all time on the pass balance. So it's not going to go well for me on offense. Anyways, covers ball with Jamaal Charles. Brace versus medium hitters. So I think medium hitters and lower he's going to brace against, which isn't bad. I mean, his carrying's only 90. And, carrying's kind of, fumbles are random. So as long as he's bracing against big and medium hitters, he should be fine there. Makes aggressive catches, no on Charles. Possession catches, no. Silent catches, no. So pretty trash traits there. So I can't really argue. The only thing that I really like this Charles, and you've seen him a couple times, and you'll see later in this thing, like he'll take a couple beatings, and then he'll keep going. Like he's like an orphan kid that just can't be beaten down. He will fall forward for you. I do like that about him. He isn't that heavy though. Clark, ooh, darn it, another pick, a little bit off. That's unfortunate. I don't know if that's, it was right to the safety, and the safeties are making them break on the ball, and I don't know why they're doing it so well with like the normal, the normal throws that would have been made. There's a C route getting covered like a toast with jam. So back to Kaepernick here. So forces passive aggressive, that's not anything important. Penalty on discipline. Throws tight spiral, yes, that's good. Throws balls away, it doesn't matter. Clutch, no. So I guess Kaepernick's traits are realistic to him as a quarterback in real life, whereas like Favre's are bad. But do I think that 85 throw accuracy deep, can get boosted a little bit, but no, it can't get boosted. 85 is where it stops at. So I don't know. I don't feel like Kaepernick played amazing for me. He made some good plays. I won't say it, but they're not any plays that other quarterbacks can't make. And now I'm not a huge scrambler. I do get out of the pocket when I get edge pressure and sense it, and he's great for that, breaking the pocket here. But like that was bad. Like look at that under pressure throw, just completely missed the wide receiver there, and that should be his specialty. If you're a scrambling quarterback, you should be able to throw on the run amazingly. I mean, maybe you can use him for options too, but it is what it is. It didn't have a great game. I played a couple other games besides for the ones you see with him, And would I recommend him if you run a lot? Yes, I do recommend him. His price is higher than I'd like. If you're a big Colin Kaepernick fan, you can go ahead and pick him up, and he won't let you down too much. But I still can't recommend him over Cunningham. Moving on to Charles. $249K on the Xbox One for him. When if you compare him to, say, somebody like the out of position Tavon Austin that I mentioned earlier. Tavon Austin has 93 speed. Now, Tavon has, you know, a Frost on offense chem, which is great if you can chem that out to Frost tier 2. That's amazing. Jamaal Charles has 92 speed. You can't bring that up any. Acceleration, they both have 92 elusiveness. Tavon Austin has +1 elusiveness. Tavon's -1 agility, -4 carrying. Stamina. I don't really pay attention that much to stamina. Do you guys? I don't run my backs a lot. Like, you'll see a lot of missing plays here because I have Howard in the game, because I do a thunder and lightning type scheme where I trade players outside inside runs, and sometimes, you know, I'll run the inside guy outside and the outside guy inside just to throw things up. There's Charles breaking a tackle with the A button pressed down. He doesn't have battle ready, but it sure seems like it. So the juke move on both Charles and that Austin are 94. The spin move 92, 94, and all these things are above 90. Like, that's EA says the break point. And we're like animation breakpoint type stuff. There's Clark getting that first down for us. Nice lead pass and getting past that first down. So Charles and Austin, I do think weight plays a difference into the game of Madden for running backs, not for linemen, but for running backs. And Austin being 5'8", 176, it doesn't feel the same as 5'11", 199. That extra 20-some pounds does matter on Charles, but he is 2 speeds slower at max chem. There's a little... Steve Smith has actually played really poorly for me on long balls, and I gotta know not to run on those long balls. I don't know. Was that just a lack of throw power? It happened earlier too, where I feel like a couple extra stat points and throw power get there quicker, and we actually get that. Maybe the long windup. Maybe that's it. Maybe Kaepernick's long windup is why some of these plays aren't working for me. This is just a bad read. I thought I could fit it above into Graham's coverage, but JS got it. So maybe it is because the players break on the windup. So having an extra couple frames for the windup. Maybe the throw power is similar, but the actual speed the ball gets from when you press the button to the receiver is slower. So that's something to look into, and something I don't think Colin does well either. Moving on, when I played this game on stream, people said he was one of the top players on the leaderboard. So they asked me to switch back to my Cleveland playbook for the next game because somebody wanted to see me run Cleveland, what I thought was my best playbook I use. And this guy's good on defense. He's sending the 3-4 blitzes on the edge. This guy's a very good player, and I think Embry did say he's top 20 or something. I actually ended up not looking it up. But Charles on the reception. Now watch this play. Watch this. Oh, man. Now he only broke one tackle there, but he skidded past like the entire opponent's defense. So you got to give a lot of props for that, Charles, making plays, getting touchdowns there. Early in the game, what is that? 2 out of the 3 games early in the game, he just he took a ball and went to the house with it. So he does have that game-breaking ability. Like that is, I mean, when you pick up a card like Charles, that's what you want. You're not looking for that guy who's going to consistently get you 4 yards falling forward. You're gonna look for the guy who's gonna take that, who's gonna take a hit, get you 0, 0, -1, and then like 80. That's the type of running back Charles is. I mean, and he's he can cut block like a champ. And like I said before, with pass blocking, some guys are great at pass blocking. I love Le'Veon Bell's pass blocking. Love that card. That might be my favorite running back so far this year. That 95 Le'Veon Bell with tier 2 Pittsburgh. That's the best one I've used because his pass block's so great for these overload blitzes. Like, they got to hold Clowney. Like, how crazy is that? They got to hold up Clowney because they get through without that. I mean, you could block a tight end if you want on like a bunch type scheme, or you can run and get the running back to block him. But anyways, wrapping this up. So Charles, do I recommend him at his current price of $250K? I do not. I do not think he is worthy of that price. His speed isn't fast enough. He breaks a great amount. He's a great running back, don't get me wrong. I just don't think he's worth it. So same with Colin Kaepernick. 484 is what he's going for on Xbox One. Not worth it when you can get a better quarterback that's 60,000 coins cheaper in Cunningham with the same chems everything. Basically clones, same height. So that's my review. If you guys want numbers, I guess I'd put them both in the mid 8s and probably low 8s. Oh, look at that, going ahead with the game. He actually ended up driving and winning this game, so congratulations to him. That's it. Thanks for watching. Call to action. I will see you tomorrow.